Greetings, dear one. I've got good news. There's nothing wrong with you, and you don't need to be fixed. Because let's take a look at the core. In gardening, because you're out there doing a little gardening, the roots are always most important. Because strong, good roots build a wonderful plant, you see. And then you got to keep the bugs and pull the little other kind of plants that want to grow where you want yours to grow, do that. But it's so prevalent to believe that there's something wrong with us. I'm not good enough. I don't fit in. I'm not as good as other people. And then it's called divide and conquer. And where divide and conquer happens first is in your own mind. It's that schizophrenic, split personality. And that comes about in many ways trying to, I think there's drug-induced ones and there's different things like that. But basically, that split personality comes from believing that who you are isn't okay. So you have to create a person that's okay for this situation and these people, and then another character for this situation, these people. And it's also called alters in the mind. And that's how they also traumatize people, is through the pain and the suffering, and then bringing them close to them and push away and all this. And it creates these different alters or different personalities and characters in the mind. And then some of them say one will come out and the other one doesn't know it's coming out and doesn't know what it's doing, because there's suggestions that have been given and there's commands and statements. See, what's so important is that you know how you function in this reality, how the mind functions, how the unconscious functions, how to use the subconscious in that sense, and who you are and the distinctions between these. Because when you know, then you're able to realize when the false is coming at you that you don't accept or you don't believe, no matter who's saying it or doing it. And your real guide is your inner, not just the mind. Because the mind can throw you off, because that can be material logic instead of divine and spiritual logic. And you want to come from divine and spiritual logic. And yes, you appreciate the material world, just like, the snow's melting here on the ice. I'm not going to go walk out on the ice. Well, believe you can and you will. Well, I'm not there yet. And I don't really, if I wanted to, I'll wait till it's all icy. When I was in Israel years ago, I skinny dipped in the Sea of Galilee. And people say, well, how could you do it? Well, first of all, it's just water. It's like it's sacred. It's just the Sea of Galilee. There's fish in there and stuff. Plus, there's rocks that go way, way out just below the water line. You can see, I could be walking on water, you'd think I was. But the Sea of Galilee, people say, well, what's wrong with you? You can see we have all these rules that tell you what's wrong with you, that you need to be fixed and you're not okay. People will say that about their children. What's wrong with you? What's the matter with you? What's wrong with you? Can't you do anything? Didn't you hear me? Don't you? All of these are commands. And to realize how sensitive we are, and you might consider us like a fertile field that has all rich in all kinds of nutrients, and every thought is a seed. And that thought or that word or that command is going to grow a plant. It's going to have a result if you accept those seeds, those thoughts, those ideas. And one of the basic things is there's something wrong with you. Something wrong if you're white, your skin, or something's wrong if it's black, or something wrong if it's brown, or it has a yellow tinge, or there's something wrong with you if you're short, or if your body's short, or if it's tall, or if you're something wrong with you if you're a woman or if you're a man, and you were going to fix it, what nationality, what political party, what goes on and on, so that we have this consciousness that there's something wrong with me. And that something wrong with me, whatever happens to your physical body, you think is happening to you. So if you've been abused physically, you think that you aren't good enough, you're not loved, you're not appreciated, and will accept that abuse as not just a temporary situation that is no longer happening, but still the memory of it, the regurgitation of the memory to reinforce it, to try and prove what they're wrong and you're right. People will suffer forever and prove it was their mother, it was their father, their sister, their brother, their uncle, their aunt, someone. Yes, people have been abused physically. People have been abused mentally. But you yourself, when you yourself is whole, complete, and perfect. That's not my thinking is whole, complete, and perfect. That's not my thought forms and belief system is whole, complete, and perfect. That's where the aberrations are. My decisions and how I decide, if you didn't get loved as growing up, that your family members didn't care for you the way you thought they should and the way you wanted because you'd be okay, and it doesn't, then you're going to say, well, something's wrong with me or something's wrong with them, and then it's all trying to prove who's right and who's wrong. Do you want to be right or happy? And there's a big difference. And that whole thing to try and prove that we're okay. All you have to know is who you are is always okay. Who are any other living entity, who they are is always okay. And then people have these mindsets and people have these beliefs and all this programming. Because it's programming, it's indoctrination of what you've accepted as a thought. It's just a thought. That's exactly it. And any of that is not you can be dropped, where your true self, your divine self comes forth. But you have to be strong in yourself, because there's all kinds of things to knock you off here and there and to make you think you're a bad person, you're a horrible person, because other people aren't taking responsibility for their own emotions, or perceiving you're coming from a certain way, but you're not at all, but they believe and think you are because that's their set. And then here we are just playing emotional games all the time. Emotional games, thought games, all of this. So if we want to become more centered and powerful, you keep your power for yourself. And you let that power build within you instead of scattering it everywhere because there's something wrong with you. No, we might have stinking thinking, but it doesn't mean we're stinking, you see. You could have craziness in your thought form, but you are sane. In fact, you're insane, sane from within. So that's the key. You don't need to be fixed. There's nothing wrong with you. And once you get that, and through your processes that we're suggesting here on the videos and everything, share these videos with others. Listen to the ones over and over again until you really get it. And I'm sharing with you all my years of research, using this for myself, the study of so many different paths, and always coming up with what is the cream of that teaching, what is the real essence of it, and then applying it. And it's in the application. It isn't just having a bunch of book learning. They say someone who has a whole bunch of learning without applying it is like a poor little donkey carrying a huge load of books, and is so proud of all of its books it's carrying, it's overload, but it's not applying them. When you apply them, you don't need a truckload of anything, because you know your wisdom. And you're coming from that true state of being. So when you get who you are, no one or nothing, no matter what's happened to you physically or mentally or emotionally from the past, right now is a new moment. And it's either now or never. And that means in this moment, then you recognize and start letting go of all of those beliefs and thoughts that there's something wrong with you or wrong with anybody. It's just that people don't know who they are. They've been programmed and taught to be someone other than who they are, as if who you are is not good enough. Who you are is more than good enough. Beyond words, you see. Greatness is your destiny. My book, Dare to Be Great, is when I practiced the different things that I did that got me to accomplish whatever I wanted to accomplish. And greatness means really just to be who you are. Every person is a great soul. All they have to know that they're huge, enormous, unlimited in all capabilities. Nothing wrong with you. You're exactly right, who you should be.